Hey, welcome to another episode of Clear Lake Connections, where we talk to the people behind the businesses of Bay Area Houston, proudly sponsored by UTMB Health. Today's special guest is Karen Wolfe with Magnolia Park Arts and Community. And tell us what this wonderful nonprofit does.
Well, thank you. Magnolia Park Arts and Community is a nonprofit that was founded by three people right here in Clear Lake, two of whom grew up in Magnolia Park, which is Houston's original barrio. And so we have arts programs there, art classes and exhibitions that celebrate the Hispanic culture there and serve the primarily Hispanic community.
And where exactly is that located?
It's Magnolia Park is just east of downtown, and it runs right along the Ship Channel.
Okay.
It's right at the turning basin of the Ship Channel, and so the community is very. The Ship Channel and the port are a big part of the culture there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what type of outreach and events do you do typically?
We do exhibitions of artists either from Houston and from that area specifically, or sometimes artists from other parts of the country that are really of interest to that community. It's a very culturally rich community. The Hispanic community in Houston has a very long history here, and have contributed so much to the culture of Houston. And in some ways, it's so integrated that sometimes it's nice to really call it out and feature it on its own. So, for example, Cheech of Cheech and Chong, who is the largest collector of Chicano art in the country, has come a couple of times and seen the art there and been really impressed. And it's so exciting for people in the community to meet him and see one of their own who has, made it to the big time, and also somebody who really appreciates all that goes on in that traditional community. He grew up in a community a lot like Magnolia Park, an urban Hispanic community where it's under-resourced, and some community leaders and families took it upon themselves to improve things. So he related to that really well. There's also an artist who just passed away a couple of years ago named Danielle Lechone, who has done some murals in Texas that are really important. One of them is on the former YWCA on navigation. And he has had an exhibition there. We had an exhibition of his works that the community just was blown over by. So it's really cool to do something in that community that taps into the traditional roots there and is so appealing to people who live far away from museums and art galleries. And so it attracts that crowd, and then it also brings people from the museum district. And so there's a real sense of pride in that mix.
So it sounds like you have some traveling exhibits come, but do you also have like a standing exhibit or collection that's always there?
That's a great question. We just last year, we renovated a little casita, a small house in Magnolia Park, and we named it La Casita de Colores, the little house of color. And it is a very colorful little shotgun house that we've kind of turned into a mini community center / art gallery. And the works that are in there now is art that was created by our co-founder Jesse Rodriguez, who's a very well-known local artist in that community. He goes by the name Magnolia Grown, which if you go to Magnolia Park, in restaurants and on cars and on people's T-shirts, you'll see Magnolia Grown a lot, and it was kind of a proud campaign that he launched, and he's a visual artist also. He lives down here in Clear Lake, but he grew up in Magnolia Park, and he paints kind of from his memories of growing up there. There's a beautiful and important historic bridge there that so many people recognize. Children played alongside it when they were little, and he has some paintings of that, some abstract black and white paintings of that are really cool. But most of his work is really, really colorful and evokes that tradition of growing up in a Hispanic family.
Yeah, and I think it's long lost on all of us that this community's been there so long that maybe it's been forgotten a little bit. And it sounds like you guys are doing a great job of getting, reminding people that it's there and the tradition and how important it is.
That's really what we're trying to do. It is such an important part of what we all experience every day, and sometimes we don't realize that it was actually a really specific element that contributed so much to our whole city culture. And so it's fun to celebrate that and lift it up. And here we are at the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month, and so there are lots of opportunities to do that, and we're grateful for that.
So visitors want to come. Where do they go? What are the hours, and what can they expect?
So right now, the Casita is open by appointment, and so we have a schedule of community meetings that happen there and events. And so if people want to come and see it, they should visit the website, magnoliaparkarts.org, and contact us, and they can come and see it, bring a group to see it. I'm arranging a group from the Bay Area to see it on October 7th, and so that should be fun. And they can, and then when they should look at Facebook on Magnolia Park Arts and Community's Facebook page, we post ongoing events that happen there. We have a really engaged Facebook community, and so we post our events there for people to hear about and sign up for.
Now, I've served on a lot of nonprofits, so I know they always need help, be it volunteers, be it money. How can people get involved?
Oh, thank you for asking that. People can get involved by volunteering. We have a sign-up form on our website so that people can let us know what they're interested in doing and what their expertise is in. We have a very small board of directors. We've been really fortunate to receive attention from some of the city's leaders, and we received a significant grant from the Houston Endowment last year that really provided us with an ability to build our infrastructure, technology, and being able to pay some artists and things like that. So we are always looking for financial support. We do a really good job, we think, of featuring our sponsors and letting them be part of the events that we do, and bring their employees as they're trying to create a culture of giving and a culture of appreciation in their workplace. We welcome that.
And art is so important, because it brings people together and it helps people find kind of commonality, and it gives, everybody, it's so subjective, but it's really great to be able to provide that to the community.
Thank you. Yeah, it is subjective. Art is really meant to evoke feelings and responses and conversation, and it doesn't take an education in art history to know if you like something or not, or to, respond to it and talk with people about it. It really is a way of breaking barriers, especially when the art is based on a shared culture, and people can look at paintings of familiar buildings or familiar objects, and really start conversations with each other when they didn't know that they had something in common. So it can really do that for people. Plus, it beautifies a community. There are so many murals going up in Houston now, and that really makes people feel happy to look at color, to look at paintings of some of the important historic figures in their community. And we have our Houston artists to thank for that.
And so, do you have any of those murals within the Magnolia Park community?
We do, yes. There's a beautiful, huge mural on the side of Edison Middle School, which is kind of an anchor school in Magnolia Park. And it's the artist that did this worked with Jesse Rodriguez, our president and founder, to include not just a history of the community, but also looking to the future. So they chose 2 students to participate, and those students are on the mural as well. So you have this older kind of abuelita grandmother figure, some Aztec symbols, and then these young students who represent the future. So it's all of that combined on a beautiful mural to inspire middle school students.
And so, speaking about the community, how did the community form, and kind of what led it to grow up?
Well, a lot of the people that settled there were Mexican immigrants and Mexican American families who worked on the wharfs or who worked building the ship channel. It was created in the 20s, and Houston annexed it real soon after it formed, and it became part of Houston proper. It was named Magnolia Park because a developer planted over 3,000 magnolia trees there to beautify it, and it was located on a place on the ship channel before the huge industrial ships could reach that far, and people traveling to Houston by boat would stop there and rest for the final 3-hour journey to downtown that now takes us about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing this with us. It sounds like you guys have really found a way to highlight a community through art and let people tell their stories.
Thank you so much. We love doing it, and we love sharing the stories with other people, so we're happy to bring it to a larger crowd.
Well, thank you.